Where are the 5 silent killers of your spiritual power? Do you ever feel like something invisible is blocking your awakening? As if the truth is right in front of you, yet somehow always out of reach. What if what you're looking for is actually what's been holding you back? These are the hidden traps, subtle, silent forces that keep you from breaking through. And now, we're going to expose 5 of the most common traps that silently sabotage your spiritual evolution. This is not about collecting more knowledge, it's about unlocking real transformation. So, as you listen, pay attention to what resonates and what makes you uncomfortable, because that is where the door truly opens. Trap 1. Identifying with the ego, the false self. The first and most common trap is the ego. We live in a world that constantly reinforces the idea that we are our body, our thoughts, our emotions, our identity. But have you ever noticed how unstable this identity feels? How it shifts with mood, memory, or circumstance? The ego thrives on these attachments. It feeds on the idea that you are separate from everything else, that you are you and other. But have you ever stopped to wonder, what if this separation is the real illusion? Ego convinces you that you need to defend yourself, that your identity is based on past experiences, or on the opinions and judgments of others. It whispers in your ear, you are this body, this name, this set of thoughts, when, in reality, you are none of these things. The ego speaks loudest when you're afraid. Notice, what are you defending right now that might not be real? Here's the powerful truth. The ego is not who you are. It's simply a mental construct, a collection of thoughts and beliefs that you have identified with for so long that you've come to believe they are your essence. To transcend the ego, it's crucial to step back and observe the mind without judgment. Have you ever just watched your thoughts pass without naming them, without reacting? When you observe your thoughts from a place of neutrality, the ego begins to lose its grip on you. The moment you stop identifying with your thoughts, you create the space for true freedom to arise. The key to this is awareness. It's the awareness that you are the observer, not the observed. In that stillness, the truth of who you are can emerge. Trap 2. The pursuit of perfection, spiritual superiority. Another trap many seekers fall into is the pursuit of perfection, believing that in order to be spiritual, you must have it all together. But have you noticed how exhausting it is to chase perfection? And who set the standard? This belief feeds the ego's need for control and validation. It suggests that you can attain some ultimate spiritual state of flawlessness, but this only creates frustration and disillusionment. Spirituality is not about achieving some pristine ideal. It's about accepting your humanity, acknowledging the messiness of life, and being open to growth, even in imperfection. True transformation doesn't begin when you feel ready. It begins when you show up, as you are. When we place expectations of perfection on ourselves, we become trapped in a cycle of striving that never ends. The truth is that the path to awakening isn't linear. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. What if embracing your flaws is the key to unlocking your true potential? Awakening is not about creating a better version of yourself. It's about embracing the fullness of who you are, including the aspects that feel uncomfortable. Have you ever paused to accept your flaws not as mistakes but as teachers? Remember, true spiritual growth happens when you stop trying to fix yourself and instead embrace every aspect of your being with compassion. Trap 3. The desire for quick fixes, the shortcut illusio. In today's fast-paced world, many spiritual seekers are looking for quick fixes, instant enlightenment, a fast path to awakening. But have you noticed how the faster you chase something, the more it eludes you? One of the most dangerous traps is the desire for shortcuts. Many seekers are constantly searching for the latest spiritual technique or promise of rapid transformation. While meditation, affirmations, and brief work are powerful tools, they are not magic formulas. They require presence and sincerity. What's one practice you've been skipping because it doesn't give instant results? That's probably the one you need most. The illusion of a quick fix bypasses the deep, transformative work that needs to happen within. Awakening requires patience and the courage to look honestly at yourself. What happens when we search for a shortcut is that we become disappointed when immediate results don't come. That disappointment itself becomes a barrier. Have you ever asked, why do I need it to happen now? Real spiritual awakening is a gradual unfolding. It's not about reaching a final destination. It's about becoming aware of the present moment and allowing that awareness to reshape you from within. Trap 4. Spiritual bypassing, ignoring the shadow. Spiritual bypassing is the tendency to avoid confronting inner darkness in the name of positivity. It's pretending that everything is fine, that you are high vibe all the time. But have you ever asked yourself, what do I fear feeling? This is one of the most seductive traps because it disguises itself as growth. But ignoring or suppressing your shadows only keeps them buried, where they fester and resurface later, often in destructive ways. True spiritual awakening requires you to face both light and dark. The shadow is not your enemy. It's a neglected part of your psyche that longs to be seen. What emotion or memory do you avoid the most? That may be your gateway to liberation. Many avoid the shadow because they believe it makes them less spiritual. But it is through radical honesty with yourself that real freedom emerges. Have you noticed how pain becomes lighter the moment it's acknowledged? When you allow yourself to confront the uncomfortable aspects of your being with compassion, you integrate those parts and transcend them. Only by embracing both the light and the dark can you experience wholeness. Trap 5. Attachment to labels, confusing concepts with experience. In the spiritual world, there's a strong tendency to attach labels and concepts to our experience. But have you noticed how quickly a label becomes a prison? Words like awakening, soul, and higher self are helpful pointers, but they are not the experience itself. The more we define, the more we reduce. The more we label, the more we separate. Try observing your spiritual experiences without naming them. What changes? Attachment to concepts keeps us from the direct experience of truth. Instead of being, we begin to perform spirituality according to an idea of how it should look. Have you ever asked, am I living the truth or just describing it? Let go of the need to label yourself as spiritual or enlightened. The deepest truths can't be spoken. They must be lived. Breaking free from the traps. The journey to spiritual awakening is not about escaping life's challenges. It's about facing them with presence, honesty, and compassion. The traps are not your enemies, but your greatest teachers. Will you choose to learn from them? These 5 traps are not your enemies. They are invitations. Each one reveals what must be seen, felt, and released. So ask yourself, which of these traps am I caught in right now? Choose one insight from this video and apply it today before the mind turns it into another concept. Awakening isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering what you already are, the silent witness, the eternal awareness, the unchanging presence. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay connected to your higher self and keep raising your frequencies.